everyone. Welcome to Free Your Mind Friday. I'm Dr. Napasha Gettings, and I am a board-certified adult and child and adolescent psychiatrist. And I want to welcome you to my public health forum. I started this forum last year as a way to educate the community about physical wellness, mental health, how the two interplay. A lot of people sometimes, unfortunately, separate mind from body and don't understand how our body functions. And so I'm coming to you every Friday with new, fresh information that you can utilize to maintain a healthy lifestyle and especially maintain good brain function. As a psychiatrist, my area of specialty in medicine is the central nervous system. And so if you've watched some of the videos that are on my website, claringandconscience.com, you'll see that we cover different diseases of the central nervous system. So far this year in 2017, we've taken a look at neurodegenerative disorders. And for those of you who watched that video, you're familiar with Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease and other dementias that some of us unfortunately are at risk for developing in our older age. And so as a preventative approach to wellness, every week I would like to offer you information that you can use to maintain good brain health. Some of the tips that we've already covered include nutritional and also sleep. And so last week we spent some time looking at the importance of sleep and actually really understanding what happens in the brain when we are sleeping. This week I wanted to switch gears a little bit and take a look at nutrition. We've talked about nutrition before. For those of you who missed it, there is a video on the website that covers the importance of fatty acids and gives you a little information about the types of fats that we see in our foods here in the United States and why it puts us at risk for so many different diseases. So if you haven't seen that video, please go and take a look. Today, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about vitamins. There's one vitamin that is extremely complex that has a huge role in the central nervous system that I want us to cover and be more familiar with, and that vitamin is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 provides a lot of good support for a healthy central nervous system. And for those of you who don't know where you can get vitamin B12 in your diet, it's mostly in animal food products. It's also available in sea vegetables, as well as seafood. Some of us may also utilize supplements in order to make sure that we have a plentiful amount of vitamin B12 in our diet, but you want to make sure that it is in a form that your body can absorb and use well. So what exactly does vitamin B12 do for our central nervous system? Well, for number one, its role is to help in the generation of healthy neurons. We have seen research that has shown that it is so powerful in doing so that it has been helpful in the treatment of some individuals who have neurodegenerative disorders like Parkinson's disease. It's also been useful in other neurological disorders such as multiple sclerosis. So vitamin B12 is very crucial to how our neurons function. In addition to that, vitamin B12 also decreases inflammation in the body and in the central nervous system, and it does so by creating a compound called methionine. When we don't have enough vitamin B12, what occurs is that we develop high levels of homocysteine, which is inflammatory. This can cause us to have mood disorders, fatigue, sleep issues. So understanding how vitamin B12 is involved in the maintenance of the central nervous system is crucial. Also, when we have higher homocysteine levels because we're not getting enough vitamin B12, what we can see is that we have inflammation in our circulatory system. The compound methionine is really crucial for the production of protein, and protein is key to healthy heart function. So vitamin B12 is beneficial not only for the central nervous system, but it's also beneficial for our cardiovascular system. I always want to emphasize that we are intertwined by design. We are comprised of major systems that work together in a multi-systemic fashion in order to maintain wellness. You can't have imbalance in one system and think that it's not going to affect the other. So a lot of what we will cover in these nutritional calls, or videos, will be information that links what we consume to the maintenance of our overall health. So when we look at vitamin B12, we have to consider the fact that without it, you cannot have a healthy central nervous system. And sometimes the symptoms of low vitamin B12 are oftentimes not detected for years because our body has the ability to store quite a bit of it. For those of us who are vegetarian and we don't eat a lot of animals or no animals, it's important for us to make sure that we are getting our healthy daily dose of vitamin B12. So make sure you read more about this vitamin, why it helps our powerhouse, our central nervous system, how it can also help us with having really healthy sleep patterns. Last week we covered the importance of sleep, and we kind of talked about how patients with post-traumatic stress disorder struggle with sleep. Vitamin B12 is a very good supplement that you can add daily in order to try to help maintain a healthy sleep-wake cycle. So for the nutritional components of these videos, we've covered the importance of good fatty acids. Now we've covered vitamin B12. I plan to go through all of our vitamins and minerals. What I find when I work with patients is that we can talk about medicine, but a lot of times when it comes to just the natural things that we need to do to maintain our health, most of us are ignorant, and that is a very dangerous thing. If you don't know how the human body works, then you're not going to know how to take care of it. Vitamin B12 is a key component to the functioning of our brain. The number one thing that it does is it helps us to make a very vital neurotransmitter known as acetylcholine. Acetylcholine helps us with memory and focus. So for those of us who are struggling with focusing and being forgetful, we may not be aware that we're not getting enough vitamin B12 in our diet. So that's why I'm here to come to you every week with new information that you may otherwise not be aware of, that you can go back to on my website, clarityandconscience.com, and review for yourself, share with family members, share with loved ones. I want to help spread this movement of health and wellness. I want to destigmatize mental health treatment. We can talk about the brain without having to feel embarrassed or feel as though it is something that we have to hide in secret. It is important for us to understand that brain function covers so many different domains, from perception to mood to pain to all of these different functions of the human body, and it requires certain things in order to work in our best interest. So I'm dedicating my time to coming to the community and talking about these topics because education is key to maintaining health and wellness. Please do go to my website, clarityandconscience.com, to view more videos. Make sure that you follow me on social media, Natasha T. Gettings on Instagram and also Twitter. I would love to hear from you, hear your comments. I would also love to open this up to suggestions for topics, for anything that you want to learn about or that you have questions about as it relates to health and wellness. As always, thank you for joining me, and be well.